Additional question,
Yeah.
but at this moment it's
Yeah.
yeah, we are just stoked from the view of it.
We staan nu al een beetje mag in één lopen.
Ja, dan speel je het net. geweest. En,
Ja, het is al het tegenkomen daar. Er zijn heel veel duikbomen geweest. Maar het is een museum maken. En ja, dit staat hier dan. Alleen op de kier met het Frans schip.
Want tijden en techniek veranderen met een fascinatie.
I think that the price would be also worth it. You know?
yeah, and that's why we also don't work with the museum card because they take a cut. So we have to raise the prices for everyone.
Yeah.
We want
Alright.
perhaps. I think afterwards you can take all the photos and pictures you like.
Mhm.
Please
Okay.
not during
Sure.
this small explanation. Dus,
Additional questions,
yeah.
but at this moment it's
yeah,
yeah, we are just stoked from the
Yeah.
view of it,
Exactly.
you know. But thank you
perhaps
very
see you
much.
next time.